I am 87 years old, and I've been keeping a secret for 40 years. But I can't take it anymore, because that killer is about to marry my granddaughter. Tonight, I'm saying it for the last time. Robert Thompson was not innocent. I remember that night, every single detail of it. My name is Margaret Collins. I'm 87 years old and I live in a downtown apartment in Portland. I'm a retired nurse. I worked for 45 years at Portland General Hospital. During night shifts, I was there during people's most difficult moments. I witnessed births, deaths, miracles, but one night I saw something I could never tell anyone. For 40 years, this secret has eaten me alive. Now I can't bear it anymore because that killer is about to marry my granddaughter Emma. February 1984. Every second of that night is etched in my memory. It was snowing, a cold night. I was on the night shift on the 3rd floor, in the intensive care unit. It was exactly 2:15 a.m. I remember the time because it was medication time and I was writing doctor's notes. That's when I heard footsteps in the corridor. Quick, panicked steps. This wasn't normal in a hospital during night hours. When I looked up, I saw Robert Thompson. The Robert everyone knows now. Portland's most beloved businessman, someone who runs charity events, donates to churches, the man everyone calls such a good person. That night was very different. His hands were shaking. His face was pale white. There was panic in his eyes. Next to him was one of our coma patients, Michael Stevens. Michael was 28 years old, had been in a car accident, had no family, was all alone. I watched Robert. He approached Michael's bed, looked around, made sure no one was there. Then he did what he shouldn't have done. He removed Michael's oxygen mask. Can you believe it? He removed the oxygen mask from a coma patient and waited. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I was sure Robert hadn't seen me because the nurse's office door was half open and it was dark inside. But I couldn't take my eyes away. Michael was trying to breathe. He was unconscious, but his body was trying to breathe. Robert was just waiting, simply waiting. 3 minutes. 5 minutes. Finally, Michael's breathing stopped. That's when I saw it on Robert's face. A smile. A cold, calculating smile. He put the oxygen mask back on, straightened everything around, and left as if nothing had happened. I stood there, in the darkness, frozen. I couldn't understand what I had witnessed. Robert Thompson, the Robert everyone loved, had killed a person. Coldly, calculatingly murdered him. I don't remember how I got home that night. I couldn't sleep for days. Who would I tell? Who would believe me? Robert Thompson. He was already well known back then. He had his grocery store, helped everyone, never missed a wedding or event. Who would even know who I was? A young nurse. A week later, Michael's funeral took place. It even made the newspaper. Young car accident victim loses battle for life. Everyone was sad. Everyone offered condolences. Robert was there too. He was crying, comforting everyone. That's when I understood who I was dealing with. This man wasn't just a killer. He was also a perfect actor. But I stayed silent. I stayed silent out of fear. Because who would believe me? Years passed. Robert's business grew even more. After the grocery store, he opened a supermarket, then got into other businesses. He became a well-known businessman in Portland. He got married, had children. A model family for everyone, a model person for everyone. I lived with the trauma of that night. Every time I saw Robert, my stomach would turn. But he didn't even know me. To him, I was just one of the nurses at the hospital. Insignificant. Until 10 years ago, when my granddaughter Emma started university. Emma was a beautiful girl, smart, successful, kind-hearted. She was studying English literature at Portland State University. In her sophomore year, she came to me. "Grandma, I'm in love with someone," she said. "Who is it, dear?" I asked. "David," she said. "David Thompson." At that moment, my world collapsed. Thompson. Robert Thompson's son. "How did you meet?" I asked. "At university, we worked together on a project. He's such a good person, Grandma. His father is also very good. He helps everyone, does charity work. I went to their house last week. They welcomed me so warmly." My heart was burning. This beautiful girl had fallen in love with the killer's son, and that killer had welcomed her like family. I couldn't sleep that night. I didn't know what to do. Should I tell Emma the truth? Who would believe me if I talked about a night 40 years ago? But worse, what if Robert remembered that night? What if he realized I was that nurse? Then not only me, but Emma would also be in danger. For 2 years, I silently watched them. David really seemed like a good kid. He had no idea what his father had done, of course. Emma was happy. Could I ruin this situation? Last year, David came to our house with his family to ask for Emma's hand in marriage. Robert Thompson. After 40 years, he was in front of me again. He had aged, his hair had turned white, but his eyes were the same. Those cold, calculating eyes. He didn't recognize me at all, of course. I pretended not to recognize him either. But that evening, while sitting in our living room, calling my granddaughter daughter, talking, I was seeing the same killer I had seen that night. Emma is a very beautiful girl, he had said. I hope they'll be happy. I'm getting to the age to see grandchildren too. Grandchildren. This word shook me even more. This killer wanted children from my granddaughter. His dirty hands would touch my pure granddaughter. After that night, I decided I would investigate. I researched hospital records. The 1984 files were still in the archives. I found Michael Stevens's file. Car accident, coma, then sudden cardiac arrest and death. No suspicion had ever been raised. But one detail caught my attention. Michael Stevens's job before the accident, he was a former partner of Thompson's Market. He and Robert Thompson had gone into the market business together. Then they had a fight. Their partnership dissolved. And the reason for that fight? Michael had learned that Robert was evading taxes. He had said he would report it to the authorities. The accident had happened on the day he was going to report it. That's when everything became clear. It wasn't an accident. Robert had organized the accident to silence Michael. But Michael hadn't died. He had just gone into a coma. That's when Robert came to the hospital and finished the job. What would I do with all this information? Who would I go to after 40 years? Who would believe me? But the real problem, what would I tell Emma? 6 months ago, they got engaged. Emma was so happy. Grandma, you'll love Grandpa Robert too, she would say. He's so kind-hearted. Kind-hearted. If only she knew what that heart had killed. Last week, they set the wedding date. They'll get married in June. Emma has started shopping for her wedding dress. They're preparing invitation lists, normal wedding preparations. But my heart is eating itself. Last night, I couldn't take it anymore. Emma came to me, talked about the wedding preparations. Grandma, Grandpa Robert loves you so much, she said. He constantly talks about you. Emma's grandmother is such a smart woman, he says. He sees you as his daughter, as his daughter. This killer sees me as his daughter. That's when I decided. I won't stay silent anymore. Emma, I said, I need to tell you something. What, Grandma? I know David's father, from a long time ago. You know him? From where? From the hospital. 40 years ago, I couldn't tell the rest. Looking at Emma's happy face, the words stuck in my throat. But I've made my decision now. This marriage won't happen. I won't unite my granddaughter's life with the killer's son. I know who will believe an 87-year-old woman. They'll think I've lost my mind. But I have evidence. I kept notes from that night. I have copies of Michael's file. I wrote down every detail I've kept for 40 years. And most importantly, there was someone else who saw that night, the cleaning lady, Betty. She was also on the 3rd floor that night. She also saw Robert. But like me, she was afraid. She stayed silent. Last year I found her. She's 82 years old, receiving care at home. I talked to her about that night. I remember, she said. Of course I remember. But no one would have believed us. Now there are 2 of us, 82-year-old Betty and 87-year-old me. Maybe we've aged, but our minds are intact. We haven't forgotten what we saw. Tomorrow I'm going to the police. I'll tell them everything I know. Maybe they'll laugh, maybe they won't take it seriously. But I won't stay silent anymore. Because Robert Thompson didn't just kill Michael, He killed my conscience for 40 years. Every day I wake up thinking about that night. Every day I tell myself, I wish I had done something. But now I can still do something. I can save my granddaughter's life. Robert Thompson, if you're listening to this, know that I didn't forget. Even though 40 years have passed, I didn't forget. You killed a person that night and I saw it. Now everyone will know. And my Emma, forgive me. Maybe I'll break your heart, but I'll save your life. Because you can't marry the killer's son. It's not David with the good heart who's guilty, but his father who has sins. This story doesn't end here. It actually starts tomorrow. After 40 years, justice will prevail. I am Margaret Collins, 87 years old, retired nurse, and I'm not staying silent anymore.